Thanks for joining us on the Sports Update Now on Breakfast Show. I'm Mayowa Achai. The Premier League season is 7 weeks old, but the big questions have been, piling up for the big sides. A high-flying Manchester City, a red-hot favourite for the title. Can Jurgen Klopp fix Liverpool? Will Jose Mourinho get it right in his second season at United? Let's take stock of all this and other European League actions this weekend.
Chelsea will take on Manchester City at Stamford Bridge in the peak of the Premier League's Week 7 fixtures on Saturday. Pep Guardiola's men have netted 22 times from the 5 matches thus far in September. Both teams come into this contest on the back of excellent wins in their last league outings, with Chelsea thrashing Stoke 4-0 and City going one better against Palace.
By Johnson, Morata takes on Fletcher, he'll beat him for pace. De Bruyne with pace on the delivery.
The Citizens have won all 3 of their away games this season, but these will be their biggest away test of the campaign so far.
He's looking for Kennedy. Super goal!
Chelsea are quietly putting together another good season, although they are flying under the radar because of the progress of the 2 Manchester clubs this season.
Silva spotted the run of Sané, who might keep going.
City are averaging over 3 goals per game, and they have been solid at the back as well. They could give the Blues an uncomfortable afternoon at Stamford Bridge.
De Bruyne.
Well, Carlo Ancelotti has been sacked as manager of Bayern Munich following Wednesday's 3-0 Champions League defeat by Paris Saint-Germain. The club's board had decided to dismiss the Italian who replaced Pep Guardiola at the start of last season. Ancelotti helped Bayern win the Bundesliga title last term, but they only reached the last 8 of the Champions League and the German Cup semi-finals. Assistant boss Willy Sagnol will take temporary charge. Bayern are league champions in each of the past 5 seasons, are third in the German Bundesliga table, 3 points behind Borussia Dortmund with 4 wins, 1 draw and 1 defeat from their first 6 matches. Injured Arsenal striker Alex Iwobi is under close watch by the Nigerian Football Federation (NFF) ahead of the crucial 2018 World Cup qualifier between the Super Eagles and the Chipolo Polo of Zambia next weekend in Uyo. Iwobi's injury has been a source of concern to Nigerian fans, but the NFF says the coaching crew would have no problem if the player is not fit before the game. The NFF is confident the quality of players in the Eagles squad like Victor Moses, Captain John Obi Mikel and Leon Balogun are good enough to get the job done against the Zambian. CSK Moscow star Aaron Samuel is the only striker named on Nigeria's 5-man standby list for the game. Well, I've got Super Eagles media officer Toyin Ibitoye with me in the studio. Hello, Toyin. Good morning, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much, Mayowa.
All right, Nigerian Super Eagles camp opens on Monday, and Nigerian fans can't wait for that game next weekend.
Yeah, it's a very crucial game. We started this campaign last year, and the approach was to take it 1 game at a time. And now we're so close. We're getting closer and closer. 1 win away, 1 home win away from qualifying for the World Cup. So it's expectedly high tension, high profile, and we hope everything comes together for us as we begin campaign on Monday.
Okay, the Eagles, like you said, they are just a win away from Russia 2018. But then some people have said, even if they don't get the job done next weekend in Uyo, you still have Algeria to play away. Yeah,
there are 2 games to play, maximum of 6 points to play for. And the thinking from Super Eagles' technical crew, led by Genetro, is to play for all 6 points available for us. So, yes, in football, there are no absolute guarantees. There are 3 results are possible. You could win, you could draw, you could lose. So, but we are praying and planning for a win to seal up our place at the World Cup. But anything is possible in football. But for us, as Super Eagles, we have 2 games to play, 6 points to play for. We'll try to play for all 6.
The Zambians have been, talking tough ahead of this clash, doing all sorts, and expectedly so, because this will be the first time they are getting perhaps closer to reaching the World Cup finals. Should the Eagles be worried, really? They are even camping outside their country.
Yeah, it's we must commend Zambia. When the draws were made for this group, all eyes were on Algeria and Cameroon, and then Nigeria with an outside chance, and then no hope as Zambia. That was the thinking among bookmakers. But look at what has happened. The favorites, Algeria, the hopefuls, Cameroon, are out. it's Nigeria and Zambia now left in the race. So we must commend Zambia for the way they've pushed, for the resurgence that they've experienced in the last couple of games. It's a young side, the youthful side. When they lost in the Nations Cup qualifiers at home to Mozambique a few months ago, when we lost to South Africa, they brought in young players and it has yielded results for them. So it's okay for them to be motivated, to be committed, to be hungry the way they are right now. But I think we also are not the way we were a few months ago. Our team is better now. Our team is stronger now. Confidence is high on our side. And so it's going to be a good game of football that we'll see on the 7th of October. And we hope that at the end of the day, we will do enough to get the 3 points that we need on that day to seal the race to Russia 2018 from our group.
Well, all of a sudden, there seems to be this pressure on the Super Eagles to deliver against Zambia. But I feel this pressure would have been off if they had taken their chances against Cameroon in the last game. For me, it was a case of some players trying to be too cute in front of goal.
Yeah, the result against Cameroon was good. Don't forget this African champions yeah. Picking 4 points out of 6 was massive for us. It's not Cameroon. I can't remember the last time they lost at home. And when the team loses 4-0 and then you are playing them 3 days after, wounded lions are the most dangerous kind of animals to to confront. So I think the fact that we got a point in Yaoundé was good for us, good for our momentum. Well, anything could have happened in football. We could have pushed to get a win, and then we could have considered. Anything could have happened. But I think on the whole, that point in Yaoundé was good for us. So we come home now. It's been good for us at home. We scored 3 against Algeria. We scored 4 against Cameroon. What we need on the 7th of October is a win of any kind of result. If it is 0.5 or 1-0 or 1.2-0, just 3 points on that day. And I think we will do enough to prepare our team to get the 3 points. Well,
the goalkeeping department is one area that always interests Nigerians. And Daniel Akpeyi is back in the squad. Ikechukwu Ezenwa did a fantastic job against Cameroon over 2 legs. This will be a very difficult call for Ganara in selecting who mans the post against Zambia.
Yeah, difficult one, but good for him, because now we have options, and that's the hallmark of a great team. A great team is the one that has quality options on the pitch and off the pitch. So we are happy Akpeyi is back, fully fit. He's been in goal for his club. He's been keeping clean sheets in the last couple of games for Chippa United, and it's good that he's coming into the camp knowing that somebody deputized for him the last time and did a fantastic job. So that keeps him on his toes. Ezenwa as well knows that, look, Akpeyi is back. I also have to up my game. So it's very good for us. We are the winners. Nigeria clearly are the winners in this one, because you have 2 goalkeepers who can step in at any time and do the job. And even the 3rd goalkeeper in the team, Ibitoye, is a fantastic goalkeeper as well. From Plateau United and from the Chan and the Wafu team is top notch. So I think Nigerians should be happy. Injury, of course, to Carl Ikeme and to Vincent, who is set to make a return to the team, doesn't mean we are weak in that department. I think that's a plus for us, and I hope that these guys will continue to play at that level so that that department of our team will always be covered.
Well, still talking about the goalkeeping department, you mentioned 3 good goalkeepers for the Eagles, Akpeyi, Ezenwa, Ajiboye, and you also mentioned the injured duo of Carl Ikeme and Vincent Iyama. When these 2 guys return, we know the quality they bring to the side. All of a sudden, it means 2 of these, aforementioned 3 players, 3 goalkeepers, will be out of the team.
It doesn't really mean. If you told Ikechukwu Ezenwa 6 months ago that he was going to be in goal against Cameroon, what will he tell you? We'll say, no, we have Carl, we have Akpeyi, it's going to be one of those 2. But then look at what happened. Carl is sick and will be out for a long time. Akpeyi got injured on the eve of the game, and then Ezenwa had a choice to be in goal. So there are no guarantees that you won't be called up. What you have to do as a professional footballer is to be ready for the call, so that when the call comes, you are prepared and you are not caught napping. And then you can also show to the coach that you are in the team on merit and that you deserve to remain in the team. So anything can happen to any goalkeeper at any time. We've seen goalkeepers go to tournaments as 3rd choice goalkeepers, and then there is injury to the first choice, and then the second one maybe loses form, and then the 3rd choice becomes the number one. So things can happen, and I think the joy for us is that we have now options experienced players, youthful players, good goalkeepers who can come in at any time, and the Nigerians can go to sleep. That department is covered.
Okay, crucially now we have 2 home-based players in this side, and some new faces as well. Critically against Zambia next weekend, how should the Eagles set up to get maximum points?
Yeah, I think we saw what we did against Cameroon. The Cameroon situation was almost similar to what the Zambians have right now. The Cameroonians were coming here, trying to chase the group, planning to attack and probably get the results here in Uyo. But what they saw at the end of the day was beyond what they imagined. So Zambia are chasing the group. They are 3 points behind Nigeria. They have to do the catching up. And they've been talking tough, expectedly. They are high on confidence. It's good. So they come out here and try to see what they play for. We are going to be calm, cool and collected, and we are going to be very decisive the way we were against Cameroon. But the good thing is that we're maintaining the same level of concentration, the same level of hard work, the same level of commitment and hunger, because we know that this is the final push. It's just like a woman that has been pregnant for 9 months and the expected date of delivery arrives. It's the final push. This is the final push. Win at home, Russia 2018 is assured. So we give it everything we have, and I'm sure we'll get the result.
All right, a really interesting thought from Super Eagles media officer Toyin Ibitoye there on the Super Eagles game against Zambia. Zambia, interestingly, have never been to a World Cup final, so it's a case of perhaps a side who would want it more in Uyo when they come calling. They will be arriving in the country Wednesday next week. Thank you very much for coming on the Breakfast Show today.
Thank you for having me, Mayowa.